Hosione God, we blemish our don't, Galele, Chigedo, Kohi.
Chigeyo kalajta do I cook gale together.
All right. So we kind of spent some time talking about a kind of an interesting sentence in our learning, and so we're going to spend a little bit more time talking about it today, and then maybe hopefully we'll get a little bit farther. But so kohig tal sko tal sine
Talsko, Tallinn.
Talline.
Talsko, Tallinn.
Talline.
Yeah.
That should be Talline,
Yeah,
right?
Tallinn.
Talagia de lo quaste.
Come on.
So come. All right, so we're going to go back. Last time we talked about the menu, and that was at Pistol Pat's. And but the time before that, we talked about this little ditty or whatever. And so gago, jisquogo, udla, aya, udane, jisquaya, gal. Gal chutney ale gal cleed agwatana awatana.
Yeah,
Autana.
Yes, Autana. Yeah.
Autana. Geez, go. Gila. All right. So that one we did. Now this next one said Gog.
Okay.
Or let's read through it together. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm so excited about getting through this other thing. I'm trying to rush through. Let's not rush. All right, so everybody, let's try to read through here. So go, or would you use
Ugo. Well, who saw it? Are you saying who saw?
Yeah, who saw it?
Okay, Ugo. It's what how I would say. Yeah.
Okay, Gog. Ugo uyo husa.
Okay, uyo husa, and that could be you could be saying who saw the dead
person,
the dead
or
person,
the dead thing.
Yeah. But I think what you're saying is gogo ugo uyo husa, who saw him die?
Yeah,
is that
who
what
saw
you're
him
trying,
die?
Yes,
yeah.
That's what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Gogo ugo uyo husa.
Yeah.
Like you saw him die. But you can also use it for uyohusa.
Saw the dead one.
So,
the one that's dead.
Right.
Right. Now, do you use uyohusa? Some people say that uyohusa is just for people. And they use ulihodza for other animals. What do you...
That's what I have heard and used. Uyohusa is for people.
Yeah.
And ulihodza is for animals or stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not a person.
Or even plants that die or things like that can be ulihodza.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, ulihodza, and I've heard people say that about their plant, something, ulihodza. And I usually say that quite a bit about my plants. I'm just not a green thumb person.
But I think maybe in this case it was natural to use uyohusa because these animals that we're talking about are talking and they're kind of showing, they're acting like humans.
Right.
They got bows and arrows and they, and they're talking.
Yeah. Who saw him die? And to them, yeah, you're right. To them, it's kind of like they were people.
Yeah.
To themselves, because they were talking and acting like it.
Like a human. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, if you were to do, and maybe this wasn't you. Was this you that? Did we translate this? Does this sound familiar at all to you?
No, not really.
Okay, it might have been Miss Kathy.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember us talking about that who killed. What's the
Cock Robin?
Yes. I remember we saying something about it, but I don't think I helped you translate this. Okay.
So it could be that because they were showing human characteristics to the translator, they were like, well, they're acting like a human, so we're going to use uyohusa.
You could say gagu ugo ulihodza, You could say you could, and ulihoja. I'm trying to think if that would be okay to use for a human
Oh,
as well as for an animal. Go he ulihoja that he died. Is you could translate to say that he died,
oh
and that we know that humans die.
yeah.
You know, so we're not really saying that that person is an animal.
No.
You know, you're translating using it to say
He died.
He died.
To me, maybe that uyohus, to me is almost like I always think of it in my head as almost like a euphemism or like a gentler, kinder way of, almost like in English we say he passed or he
Okay,
passed
yeah.
away or we
Yeah.
lost him last
Yeah.
night. You know, it's not a way, we don't just go out and say, oh, they died.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
sometimes they say, oh, well, we lost them,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And to me that word uyohus almost kind of sounds like it's something being lost.
Yeah, uyohusha. Yeah, it's kind of they lost it, or we lost it, or whatever. You can use it. I mean, for that word, uyohusha. Did you lose
Yeah,
it?
did you lose it? Yeah.
So it's that same has that same root, I guess, if you want
Yeah.
to call it. For something lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe this is that uyohus is just maybe a more polite way of
Yeah,
saying that
yeah,
somebody's
yeah.
gone. In your
Uyohusha.
mind, how do you think of it?
Well, uyohusha. To me that means he lost his life.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
what uyohusha.
Yeah.
He's lost. What he had is gone.
Yeah.
So that to me that makes sense if you're going to be talking about. And in this story, in this thing, you can use either one, ulihoja,
Yeah.
because it is an animal, or
Right.
it is something, or you can use uyohusha, which is a little bit more gentler than saying that he's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah. And
He's just
sometimes
dead.
you can read in newspapers people that report about somebody that died. Sometimes they use words that just put it real bluntly
Yeah,
to it, and I'm
yeah.
thinking, there could have been a different word that you could use for that he died.
Yeah.
He was dead at the scene. That's
Yeah.
kind of what they'll say.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's kind of hard to report, I guess, something that's like that. But
I guess
you
so.
have to really think about how you're putting it out there and who's going to read it.
Yes.
Makes a difference.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, and what about like at church and stuff when they say, well, somebody was lost, they were they backslid or they weren't a
okay,
Christian
yeah,
yet. Would they use this word uyohus?
No,
No,
you don't
it's
use
a
that
different
word.
one,
That's a
right?
different one, yeah.
Yeah.
And if when you say this word uyohus, that means that they're
Past. They're
yeah.
past. They've
Yeah.
lost their life.
Yes, yeah. And
Because
the other one,
isn't it something about like they're lacking or something like that? Or I'm trying to think. I can't think.
no, I don't think it's not. I know there's a word for that you're talking about, lacking.
Yeah.
But I don't think
That works.
that
in that
works
case.
in that case. And I'll probably think about it here and just go
Yeah.
back. It'll come to me.
So anyway, gago, ugohe, uyohusa, or ulihoza.
Yeah,
Either
okay,
way.
yeah.
Aya, udane, tuk.
Okay.
Do you say tunk or tucky?
Tunky.
Tucky. Tunk.
Or you can say tunk. Yeah, it just depends on.
Like gook, right?
Yeah, who you're speaking to. If
Yeah.
you're going to say tunk. If I was in class, I'd be saying tunky.
Right.
So they would know it. But if
How
I'm
to
just
spell it.
talking to just somebody, I'd just say tunk.
Tunk, yeah.
They know what I was talking about.
And of course, this is tunk here, a little housefly, right? So, aya, udane, tunki. So this can be ta or da, as we know. It can be either way. And of course, in this case, we know that it's ta. DG ga tole. Da tana.
Dog, ton.
Dok tana. Dok tana. Now that dok tana is like I'm using them, right?
Yes,
I'm
yes.
using them. Okay.
Did you
And
got told?
Digigatol, that's my eyes.
Yeah, my eye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
using my eyes.
Yeah, both of them, both eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not just one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, I guess they have lots of
Oh
eyes
yeah.
technically.
Yeah.
So
That's what I hear.
yeah. Jigo he uyo hus.
Augie go he.
Agi go he.
Augie go he. I saw it.
I saw it.
Uyo who's. Yeah.
I saw him die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can't do it on this computer. I got to fix it on the other
Okay,
one. So, but
okay.
anyway,
Yeah,
we know.
yeah.
Agi go he.
Augie go he. Yeah.
Agi go he. Uyo hus. Would you read through that?
Okay. Go. Go he. Uyo who's. Ayahu da ne tunky. Did you got holy? Dog tunna. Dog tunna. Jigo he. Well, you got that says jigo he.
Yeah, agi go he.
Gigo he. Uyo husha.
Okay, and so, and of course, the English translation for that is, "Who saw him die? I," said the fly, "with my little eye, I saw him die." Of course,
Right.
we don't have the word for little in here,
Right.
but in Cherokee, we're saying with using my eyes,
using
I
my
saw him die.
Yes. Yes.
So
I saw him dead.
Yeah. So, and then of course, if you're only using one thing, like using my nose, is it Gia soul?
Chia soul.
Gia soul.
Octana.
Octana.
I use my nose.
I use
Yeah.
my nose.
Right.
So, like we talk about a dog, of course, he uses his nose. Kaya soul. Octana.
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 Yeah. Kaya soul. Octana. What was he doing? Using his nose
to find his way home.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Kaya soul. Octana. Or he went home, or
using his nose, he went
using
home.
Nose. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting word. This using.
Yes.
And it seems like it's in this little ditty a lot. So I like that. Because it's
over and over. You hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. So and maybe there isn't any relation, but like we use that word ganti. Like jalagi ganti or whatever. Yone ganti. That ganti, that also can be using, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gatti. Like jalagi gatti in Cherokee.
In Cherokee,
Yeah.
Using,
Using
utilizing Cherokee,
Yes. That's what that means. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a different word. It's not related to
Uktana.
Ugatun. Well, maybe.
Yeah, Uktana. Yeah, you used it. Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
I think it has. It's used.
I think it's
in there.
it's in there.
Yes. Yeah, Uktana. Yes, I think it is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's cool. That's it.
Yeah,
I made a little synapse in my brain.
Yeah.
Made a little connection in my brain. All right. So, of course, would you read this one?
He only goes here. Askaya ayesli jikatoka.
Okay. And then, of course, do you know this man that's standing there?
Right in the middle.
Yeah, in the middle. And then I think that's. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll get there. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, now we talk. Now here's where we spent the bulk of our time last time, and I want to spend more time because I think we're on to something here.
Okay.
So the way it was, he only gone negation yigi Redbird Smith do don't okay, which is perfectly fine, but there's another way. Nioli gay son, right? No, Nioli
Okay. Let me see. Neolig, it's not even neolig. Let's see. Negation, neolig, negation. Then that's what that is right there.
That's what this one is
okay.
here. Is it Neoliganyik? Is that it?
Yeah, neolig, yeah. If you don't recognize
If you don't
it.
know, it's the same way of basically saying that exact same thing.
Yeah, I'm glad you thought of it because my brain was just freezing up. Neolig,
Yeah. Well, we kind of chased so many rabbits
I know
there
it.
on
Yeah,
the break that.
Okay, yeah, okay. Neolig, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, this is a way of saying, it's kind of a cause and effect. Like if
Right.
something's not like this, then it's
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
So we came up with some more sentences to kind of try to create some kind of pattern or try to figure out, why. Because like you said, for a speaker, you just know. You
Right.
don't give it any thought. You don't have to think about it, And so it was a fun exercise for both of us probably because I'm trying to think of different sentences where it's different and like, oh nope, it's not that one. Okay, nope, it's not that one. And that's really kind of what our brain does. When we're exposed to new language, our brain naturally wants to make sense out of it. It naturally wants to organize it, find a pattern. We like that, And sometimes what we think is a pattern isn't a pattern because we don't have enough information. We haven't heard it used enough in enough different contexts for us to create an accurate. And that's when you think about little kids, like I lost it.
Yeah.
That's kind of a good example of that. There's like, well, they know the pattern for making something that's been done in the past with other words, and they don't realize that this is an irregular.
Right.
You don't say it that way, normally. But we understand them when they do.
Yes.
And usually we think it's cute and we let it go until, they get older and they're like, oh, well, that's stupid. That's not even good English, or whatever. And they correct themselves, So anyway, we're going to talk about some other sentences here. So here is the one we started with. He olega negesanyik Redbird Smith do don't or he oleganyik Redbird Smith do don't.
Okay.
Okay. So this one need to do liskanyik aya aquaduli. Okay. And for those of you at home, you might see that word jaduli, right? That word jaduli in there. You want. And then that negation is stuck around it. It's kind of like wrapped around both sides of it. That ni, and then we have jaduli, right? Nestled in there. And then skun, and you can see how they're kind of related. Yik. Nijaduli skanyik aya agwaduli. If you don't want it,
I want it. Yes.
Then I do. Could you use the word nole in there? Like nijaduli skanyik nole aya agwaduli or aya agwaduli, no?
Well, that nole, it's to me that means now. Nole.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I want it now.
Yeah. Nijaduli skanyik nole agwaduli. No. Nole. Doesn't really make sense in there. Yeah. I wouldn't put it in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this next one, nu wan sun yik. Nuwan Sun Yik. Nuwan. Oh, yeah, now I know what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Nuwan Sun Yik. Ne lagi ge sesti. Okay. Nuwan Sun Yik. If it's not ripe, right?
Yeah, if it's not cooked.
If it's not cooked,
yeah. Nuwan Sun Yik. Nelaki que
Leave it
yeah.
alone.
Leave it alone.
Yeah,
If it's
leave
not
it, leave
cooked,
it, leave it laying there.
Right.
Leave it there.
yeah,
leave it.
leave it, yeah, alone.
Yeah,
Whether it's
alone,
on the
yeah.
ground, whether it's wherever it might be. Yeah. Nuwan son yig. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
if it's not
If
cooked.
it's not cooked, leave it alone.
Yeah,
Okay.
leave it alone. Nuwa sun yik. Oh, this was very similar, isn't it? Nuwa sun yik ayawabaduli. But this is if he doesn't buy it, right?
Nuwa son yig.
Nuwa
Nuwa
son,
son
yeah.
yig. Nuwa son. Yeah. Nuwa son yig. Yeah.
If he doesn't buy
If
it,
he doesn't buy it,
would do
awabaduli.
then I want it.
Then I want it. Okay. Yeah.
like say maybe you're at a car dealership or something, and you're looking at some guy's looking at a car, and you really like it, and you tell him, you say, well, if he doesn't want it,
Yeah,
I want that.
it. Okay, yes, that's it. You're buying something. If he don't buy it, whatever it might be,
Yeah,
I want it.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't buy it, nu hua sun.
Yeah.
So it's related to that word uhuaska, right? To buy.
To buy, yes, yes. Uwaska.
And nu hua sun yik. If he doesn't buy it, okay. So right now, so what we've seen in these examples is a negative and an if and a verb. That's kind of what we're seeing here. You know, if somebody doesn't do something,
Right.
then
right.
this is going to happen.
Right.
So, and then over here, nu yo jen yik ne lagi ke seste. Nu yo jen.
Uyoja. What is that?
Uyoja.
Uyoja.
Uyoja. It's like it. If it's not dead,
No.
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 If it's not
No. If it's not broken.
broken,
Broken. Yeah. Yeah. Uyoja yik. Yeah.
If it's not dead, leave it alone.
Well, I think uyo. You were thinking uyo. That's kind of like something that's trash. Something
Oh, yeah,
that's,
yeah.
Yeah. I think we used that somewhere.
Yes.
Where we said uyo.
Yeah.
Uyo. Yeah.
Uyoja.
Yeah. Uyo John. That's
Yeah.
something that's trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So nuyoja yik. If it's not
If
broke,
it's not broken. Yeah.
ne lagi ke seste. Leave it around.
Leave it alone. Yeah.
So of course that's a very common saying. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. Right.
All right. Then this says no wu, na we, na sun, yik, tla. Oh, okay. Tla yi take. See?
Okay. Yeah.
That part
Yeah.
help me. Okay, no wu. Now.
No.
Na gue na sun yik.
Yeah. Now when son, you yeah.
If I don't go home now.
If I don't go now.
If I don't go now.
Uh-huh.
Tla yitake. See,
I'm not
I'm not
go.
going.
Yes.
I'm not going.
Yes. Yeah. No.
No meaning now.
Yeah, now.
Nuguena sun.
Now when son,
Yik.
yik.
Don't go.
Yeah. If
I don't go.
If I don't go, Kla yitake. See, I'm
Yitake.
not going.
I'm not going.
Right.
Okay, so again, we have verbs in here. Now, this one, anerti nike sanyik ejena. Okay,
John nasty, nasty, nasty.
that's anerti. That's like a Christian.
Right. Right.
Now, how do you say a toy?
That right there on nasty, that's a doll.
That's
Yeah,
like a
how
doll.
you said it, yeah, it was like a doll.
A doll, yeah.
John Nesty.
Jaw.
Yeah, John Nesty.
You're a Christian.
Yeah, John Nesty. Negation. If you're not a Christian,
Ejeno.
yes, yeah. So
come
that
up.
should be John Nesty.
Jaw.
Yes.
Jaw here.
And you say it different than Nesty. That's a doll.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a doll.
Yeah, John Nesty.
Jaw.
Jaw.
There's almost like a t. Jaw nailty.
Yeah, John Nesty.
Jaw nailty. There's like a what they call that a glottal stop.
Yeah.
I think is what
Yeah.
they call that. Jaw nailty. Whereas if you're talking about a toy or a doll or something,
It would just be
Nesty.
Nesty. Yeah.
How do you say, is that your doll? Nesty.
Yeah, Nesty Sajeli. Is that doll yours?
Yeah.
You wouldn't change that doll.
Nesty.
Yeah, you would just leave that like it is.
Like it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we have that word that we had up there, that negation, and we have, instead of a verb, jotnelti, we have a noun or a describer, right? And so let's ask a couple more questions. If it's not green, stay there. EJ used negation.
Okay.
If it's not green,
Would you if you're talking about, and I know we talked about this, you're talking about the light at a stoplight.
Oh, adjust,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to.
EJ adjust.
Yeah, EJ used adjust negation. You adjust. You could put it up front. Adjust. EJ used negation. Let's put the light in front. Adjust. Okay. EJ used negation.
If the light's not green.
If the light's not green, then what are we saying?
EJ has to stay there.
Yeah.
Right. Don't go.
Head don't has to.
Head don't has. Stay there.
Stay there. Yeah.
Head don't has.
Yeah.
So that'd be like if you're teaching somebody to drive, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
So adjust. EJ used negation. Head don't has.
Yeah.
Okay.
Head don't has to move.
And
God
so,
could say, stay here.
again, that negation, we're using a noun in there. So let's see. How would you say, if it's not an apple, I don't like it?
Suck negation.
Aha! So I think we have found
Right.
the rule.
Yeah.
Suck negation.
Yeah. Negation. Clay out duly. Yeah.
I don't like them.
I don't like
Or
it.
clay duggy or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, so I think we found it. I think we figured it out.
Okay, and see, I'm glad you figured it out because in my mind, it's still the same to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think if whatever we're talking about is not something, if it's a person, place, or thing, or if it's, now let's try this. Because right now we've used 3 nouns and we've had to use that word negation.
Okay.
What about a describer? So what if we say, if it's not pretty?
Negation.
Aha. So again, if there's a describer or a person, place, or thing, then we use that word negation.
Okay.
Because we don't have anything to wrap that little word around, right?
Okay.
Because it has to be wrapped to a verb, I think, maybe. Okay, negation. If it's not pretty, I won't marry it or what. I don't know. So whatever it is.
Well, now, when you're saying negation, it's not something human.
Oh, it's a thing,
something,
right?
It's a something, yeah. I don't want it if it's not pretty.
If it's not pretty, like a quilt.
If you're going to talk about it being a person, and that has to change somehow. Negation, that
Would it
has
be
to
like
change.
Nuwodu Sunyig or something?
Yeah.
If we're talking about a person?
Uwodu, negation, uwodu, negation, you I'm not going to love it if it's not pretty. And what your that verb, that descriptive part has to be what tells you if you're talking about a human or not. If it's not pretty, I'm going to love it.
I'm not gonna love it.
I'm not going to love it if it's not pretty.
Okay, let me think.
How shallow can you be?
I know, right? Okay, if it's not a dollar bill, okay, so that works.
Yeah.
Yep, because it's a thing,
Okay.
and we have to use that negation.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't say no stunyig or something like that, right?
negation.
No negation.
If it's not a dollar bill, I
I
don't
don't want it,
Yeah.
or it won't fit, or
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
I don't know, something. You can't use it, or okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. Here's a hard one. Okay, if it's not sharp, go ahead and pick it up.
Negation.
Huinigi, or
Hutegi one.
hutegi wu.
one. Go pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hutegi wu.
Negation. If it's not
Okay,
sharp.
so again.
Yeah. Hutegi one. Go pick it up.
Yeah, like you're telling a little kid, like, well, if it's not sharp,
Yeah.
you can mess with it or whatever.
Yeah.
What about if it's not poisonous, like a snake? If it's not dangerous, maybe, or if it's not, how do you say, like, if how do you talk about like a poisonous snake as opposed to one that's not poisonous?
I don't know what the word would be for poisonous. It would just be something bad. Uyo,
or
or
ganyeg, or
ganyeg, yeah.
uneguje.
Yeah, that's mean. Yeah, that's true. But see, okay.
Could you say uneguje negation? If it's not mean,
Yeah,
you can
I guess
pet it like a
could.
dog
Yeah,
or something.
it could be something. Yeah, now if it was something like that. But if you're talking about like if it bites you and it's poisonous, if it's mean and it bites you or whatever, I think there's a word for poison for.
Something that's
Yes,
poisonous.
something that's poisonous, and you would have to use that. But if you're talking about a cat, dog, or horse, or whatever, then you can use that negation. Yeah, if it's not mean, or even a human.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If he's not mean, you can pet him.
You can play with him. Negation. Yeah. You can play. Yeah.
Okay. How about? Now this might be an interesting one. If it's not too deep, we can swim there.
Okay. And deep is woostaka. I think it's woostaka. That's deep.
Woostaka.
Yeah.
Too deep. Woostaka.
Yeah, woostak negation.
Okay.
In other words, we can swim if
Okay.
it's not deep. And I think that deep word woostaka is what that is.
Okay. And we don't have to put anything about water or whatever. We know that by the word that we're talking about.
Yeah,
Oh, we know by
yeah,
swimming
by
that we're talking
swimming
about water.
Yeah. In the woods, we can swim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the woods.
Yeah.
We can swim around.
Right.
Okay. So that one still follows
Right.
the thing. I thought maybe though in Cherokee the word deep might be verbized because sometimes that happens. You know. I mean, you know what I mean. So let's see. Okay. If she can't cook,
I don't want her.
I don't want her. Yeah, let's just say I don't want her. Yeah. That's because
Let's
Awaduli's an
see.
easy one. So,
Yeah.
so the
If
ending
she,
part's easy.
if she
So,
can't
if she
cook, Cla Ellie,
Clanu,
Cla, let me think, what is cook? You go stay. If she can't cook. Negation, you can see something negation, you ada stayersk. Negation, you Lady Dooley. I don't want her. If she can't cook, if she's not a cook, I don't want her. Because even for wife, ada stayersk,
is a
that's
cooker.
my cook. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my cook is what
Yeah.
you're saying. And it's so wrong for me if George says that about me. But that's what it is. Ada stayersk, negation,
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally what that.
yeah, if she's not a cook, if she can't
Yeah.
cook,
Then it's done.
yeah, she's no good to me.
Now, you said Tlayiji Dooley.
Yeah.
Is it because we're talking about wanting a person and not a thing?
Right.
Awa
Yes.
Dooley would be like wanting something.
Yes,
But
yes. Clay G. Dooley.
G. Dooley
Yeah.
is wanting a person.
Yes.
Another human being.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Clay G. Dooley, yeah. I didn't even think about that I was using anything different. I just
You
said
just
it.
talked it. Yeah, you just said it.
And then when you asked that, I thought, okay, yeah, it is different than our Dooley or
Yeah.
Clay with Dooley.
So that's good information for you all. You know that G pronoun is in this case, like for wanting, it refers to specifically to people, and so that's how you would know if somebody says "Awaduli," that means I want it.
Yes,
Whether
yes.
it's glasses or money or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But if they say "G dooley," then I want somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what you would say, G. Dooley. I want somebody. Yeah. And when you say that,
Kilo.
when you say that in English, it kind of, it loses it. I mean, it makes it sound a little bit different than
Yeah.
in Cherokee. What we're really trying to say in Cherokee, it's
Yeah.
not like what we're trying to say in
Right,
English.
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
It kind of changes the whole thing.
G dooley.
G. Dooley. When you translate that in English, it's kind of like,
Like you want them.
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, but it's not really like that
No,
in Cherokee.
no.
It's just like I want. Like maybe you could say like I want them like for a team.
right.
You know, like you're choosing sides to play
Right.
softball or something. Like
Yeah,
I want
Dooley.
them to
Yeah,
dooley.
I want that one. I want,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or I want somebody to play ball.
Right,
Kilo
right.
G dooley.
Kilo G. Dooley, Scotland, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I think we have created I think I have this now. The
Okay.
negation yik.
Negation, if
Okay.
it's not, yes.
If it's not, and so then you use that negation yik when we're talking about things.
Yes.
Gas kilo negation yik if it's not a chair.
Right.
I don't know where we'd go with that, but anyway, you get it. Awaduktina negation yik if they're not my, or would you say nawaduktina gun yik?
Okay. Det var jelly, negation, you dig to nut. You would have to.
You're the
yeah.
ones that belong to you.
If these glasses don't belong to me,
If they're not my
yeah,
glasses,
if they're not my glasses,
I can't see.
Yes. Claeli, you dega, Claeli, you doga, I can't use them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dolke.
Yeah.
However, if you were gonna say, what if you were saying, if I'm not wearing my glasses?
Okay. Dig to nut, dig to nut.
All right. So we talked about if I didn't lose it, right?
If I didn't forget it.
If I didn't forget it, how would you say if I didn't forget it?
Geocache. Claudio, you geocache. If I didn't forget, now we'll kill son.
Yeah, na wa keo sun.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jiu keo sun is like I forgot a person, right?
Yeah, geocache.
Jiu keo
Yeah.
sun.
Yeah.
I forgot somebody. Like I forgot him at the store, or I
Yeah.
forgot him at home, or I forgot him.
Dito, not geocache. I forgot them at the store. Geocache, that could mean, it don't necessarily mean that you forgot them someplace. It could mean that you just forgot them in your mind completely.
Oh yeah, like
Geocache.
like you see somebody, like sometimes you'd be in town or something, and you see somebody, and you're like, oh, I completely forgot.
Yeah.
They were even
Yeah.
around, or
Yeah.
whatever. I just forgot that they even existed.
Or it could be maybe it's a long time snag and you just forgot about him.
Or maybe it's a recent snag, and you're like, I already forgot about it.
Caillou, the geocache. I already forgot about it. Yeah, I forgot about him.
On to the next.
Yes,
right?
yes.
All right.
Geocache.
Okay, so I think we've got a good handle on this if I don't thing. I like
Yes,
that. And I
okay.
think that's really good. So those of you at home, this is something that you can really, I think, latch on to,
Right.
because I've heard this before, and I think I was just not at the place in my learning where I could really just wrap my head around it. So I just kind of just glossed over it. I mean, I was too stupid to even ask then. But now I think I'm at a place. So anyway, so let's go a little
Okay.
bit further in our story, and let's see what else. So this says, "To ju hua si kwanid du don e chalaki ka ti." Okay, so in Cherokee, his name was Redbird Young Pig.
Yes.
To ju hua si kwanid du don e chalaki ka ti. Would you read that one for us?
Okay, Sequanita, tu don e chalaki gati.
Okay. And of course, that was Redbird Smith's Cherokee name.
Right, Sequanit.
Yeah, Toju, Sikwanid. Now, do you say Toju Hua or Toju?
Toju. It depends on if I'm teaching it, I'm
Right,
going to
or
say
you're talking.
Toju. But if I'm just talking to you, I'd say Toju. And it has that sound at the very end that is not really that.
Yeah, it's
doesn't
there,
have-
but it's
yes,
soft.
Yes. And on the cemetery at Redbird, it's got that Toju, Sequanit on the top of that.
On
top of it. Yeah. In syllabary.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, on the fence.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Toju, Sikwanid. And that Toju is, of course, we call it Redbird, but that's like the cardinal.
Right,
The
right.
one that comes out. And we see them a lot in the winter. I mean, I guess they're around in the summer, but
I think they're
we
more
just really
prevalent in the winter,
notice
yeah,
them.
because of the white snow. If they're in the snow and you see the redbird,
Yeah.
to me that's more, you see them more.
Yeah,
or you
me
can
too.
notice them more. Yeah.
Now, do you guys have any like? I remember sometimes they would say like when you there's a redbird hanging around your house and they'll say like, well, somebody that's passed is coming to visit you.
Yes.
Is that how y'all?
Yeah, I think, I've heard it more now, and I know a long time ago they used to say that, they used to, I remember my grandparents say it, but it just kind of just faded away in my mind until recently people started saying it again,
Yeah.
and then it takes you back to when, my grandparents used to say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I think, I kind of think it's just helps people feel good.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to do that. So.
Well, I remember I lived in one of my great aunt's houses. I bought her house after she passed, and stuff. And I remember my grandma was over there, and we were cleaning house, and we were doing some stuff. And there was this redbird that was hanging out at the kitchen window. And she looked up. My grandma looked up, and she said, your aunt's coming to check on you, coming to see you.
Yeah.
And I remember that,
And again, that makes sense, and it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's actually for.
Yeah. Well, and I think it goes back to that old story about, when the medicine men went to go bring back the daughter of the sun, and they put her in that box, and they opened that box, and the red bird flew out.
Yeah.
So it's neat. I mean, how that old story, we still have aspects of it still today in our lives, even though we may not know that story.
Right.
Like my grandma, she
Yeah.
never knew that story. She never heard that
Right.
story. But she still
Yes.
knew.
Same with my grandparents. And I say they never knew that story. Maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe they'd heard it before, but I remember they used to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're just about out of time, I think. I think we've had some good cultural discussion, and we've had some good grammar discussion. Although it's not really grammar, but
Right.
how to say things, and really that's all grammar is, and you don't need to be afraid of grammar. I think a lot of people hear the word grammar and they freeze up, because just that word it
Right.
just sounds very intimidating, but really, we're just thinking, we're just trying to make patterns, it's like, does it follow a pattern? And we kind of have realized that, it does kind of follow a pattern a little bit, this negation, and so that was really a good lesson, I think. And so anyway, any last thoughts before we go?
No, I really enjoyed today. We talked about a lot of things,
We did.
and made my brain really think about some things. But it was a good thing today.
Well, don't, Peggy? We really appreciate you as always,
yeah.
and hopefully you can be with us next
Yes,
time. And,
yes.
and so from all of us here, we just want to say what don't to you for hanging out with us and listening to us chase rabbits, and so until next time, don't
Yeah.
doggo.
Yeah, eins gut dort auch.